Robert Swan Mueller III served as the sixth director of the American Federal Bureau of Investigation. Early life and education. Mueller was born on August 7, 1944, in New York City, New York, the son of Alice C. and Robert Swan Mueller. His maternal great-grandfather was railroad executive William Truesdale. His ancestry includes German, Scottish, and English. Mueller grew up outside of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. A 1962 graduate of St. Paul's School, he went on to receive an A.B. from Princeton University in 1966, where he played lacrosse, an M.A. in International Relations from New York University in 1967, and a Juris Doctor from the University of Virginia School of Law in 1973. Military service. Mueller joined the United States Marine Corps, where he served as an officer for 3 years, leading a rifle platoon of the 3rd Marine Division during the Vietnam War. He is a recipient of the Bronze Star, 2 Navy Commendation Medals, the Purple Heart and the Vietnamese Cross of Gallantry. Career. Following his military service, Mueller continued his studies at the University of Virginia Law School, eventually serving on the Law Review. After receiving his Juris Doctor degree, Mueller worked as a litigator in San Francisco until 1976. He then served for 12 years in United States Attorney offices. He first worked in the office of the U.S. Attorney for the Northern District of California in San Francisco, where he rose to be chief of the Criminal Division, and in 1982, he moved to Boston to work in the office of the U.S. Attorney's Office for the District of Massachusetts as Assistant United States Attorney, where he investigated and prosecuted major financial fraud, terrorism and public corruption cases, as well as narcotics conspiracies and international money launderers. After serving as a partner at the Boston law firm of Hill and Barlow, Mueller returned to government service. In 1989, he served in the United States Department of Justice as an assistant to Attorney General Dick Thornburgh. The following year he took charge of its criminal division. During his tenure, he oversaw prosecutions that included Panamanian leader Manuel Noriega, the Pan Am Flight 103 case, and the Gambino crime family boss John Gotti. In 1991, he was elected a Fellow of the American College of Trial Lawyers. In 1993, Mueller became a partner at Boston's Hale and Dorr, specializing in white-collar crime litigation. He returned to public service in 1995 as senior litigator in the homicide section of the District of Columbia United States Attorney's Office. In 1998, Mueller was named U.S. Attorney for the Northern District of California and held the position until 2001. Federal Bureau of Investigation. Mueller was nominated for the position of FBI Director on July 5, 2001. He and 2 other candidates were up for the job at the time, but he was always considered the front-runner. Washington lawyer George J. Terwilliger III and veteran Chicago prosecutor and white-collar defense lawyer Dan Webb were up for the job but both pulled out from consideration around mid-June. Confirmation hearings for Mueller, in front of the Senate Judiciary Committee, were quickly set for July 30, only 3 days before his prostate cancer surgery. The vote on the Senate floor on August 2, 2001, passed unanimously, 98-0. He served as acting Deputy Attorney General of the United States Department of Justice for several months, before officially becoming the FBI Director on September 4, 2001, just 1 week before the September 11 attacks against the United States. On May 12, 2011, it was reported that President Obama had asked Director Mueller to continue at the helm of the FBI for another 2 years beyond his current term, set to expire on September 4, 2013. The Senate approved this request on July 27, 2011. Mueller stepped down on September 4, 2013, and was replaced by James Comey. Domestic wiretapping investigation Director Mueller, along with Acting Attorney General James B. Comey, offered to resign from office in March 2004 if the White House overruled a Department of Justice finding that domestic wiretapping without a court warrant was unconstitutional. Attorney General John D. Ashcroft denied his consent to attempts by White House Chief of Staff Andrew Card and White House counsel Alberto A. Gonzales to waive the Justice Department ruling and permit the domestic warrantless eavesdropping program to proceed. On March 12, 2004, President George W. Bush gave his support to changes in the program sufficient to satisfy the concerns of Mueller, Ashcroft and Comey. The extent of the National Security Agency's domestic warrantless eavesdropping under the President's surveillance program is still largely unknown. Bibliography, Graf, Garrett. Robert Mueller, Remaking the FBI. Washingtonian. Graf, Garrett. Robert Mueller, Taking on the Terrorists. Washingtonian. See also. Director of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. References. External links, Profile at the Federal Bureau of Investigation and Staff, Robert Mueller Collected News and Commentary at The Washington Post, Appearances on C-SPAN, Robert Mueller at the Internet Movie Database, Works by or about Robert Mueller in libraries, Robert Mueller Collected News and Commentary at The New York Times, Robert Mueller Collected News and Commentary at The Wall Street Journal.